what's up, y'all? So it's your boy Paul. So let's get into some mess of the mess today. But first of all, like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. All you gotta do is just like, share, subscribe. If you just take a minute just to come in here to check out, see what's going on, all you gotta do is hit that like button and keep it pushing. Come and say hi. Just a little bit 1 2 1 2. But let's get down to the mess and the mess for today on this good Monday, y'all. And we got a couple of things to get into for Messy Monday. And first up, it is roll through Chris Brown. So Chris Brown actually ended up pleading not guilty. He did this on Friday last week, but I'm just now getting to it. So he pleaded not guilty in this so-called incident that happened between him and in a nightclub. So he pleaded not guilty, and hopefully he got a good team, a lawyer team that's gonna ride or die for him, get him out of this. Cause you don't want to do time up in over there, over the pond. But good luck with that one, Chris Brown. Let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. Let's move on past Chris. Let's get into the next thing we got up, and that is my girl Keke Palmer. So Keke Palmer was on Angela Lee. Angela. I forget her name. Yeah, Angela that used to be on the Breakfast Club. Is it Angela Lee? Angela Lee? Something like that. And I know it's Angela. But she was on her show. And she ended up, they asked her about, when she was supposed to do Keke Palmer's, podcast. She was supposed to have, Jonathan Major on there. She said what happened was seemed like she was still gonna do the interview with him. But it was her partner that blocked him from her from doing from the interview being released, meaning that she already did the interview. It was already done, but it was getting ready to be released. And it was a big uproar, when it happened, when she was going to interview him and it was getting ready to come out and stuff. It's what it is. And she addressed it. I don't really mean, yes, he did what he did. And everything. He paying for it and whatever. Somewhat, but public perception of it is different. And that may take years for him to move past that. Move past being guilty in the public. But it also may take that one road that he may get that can change all of that. Who knows? But Keke ended up addressing and saying that it was her partners. And I'm thinking it must have been who is sponsoring her podcast. So that's what went on there. So let's move on past that. Let's get into next up, and that is China. So China condemns Trump for his attack on Iran, and they said this is a violation of the international law and calling for a ceasefire. And I'm like, well, it is. Is he gonna? Is Donald Trump actually gonna listen? That's another thing. But we know that China is a big ally of Iran, and they supplies them with, I want to say, nuclear weapons, nuclear supply and stuff. So they're going to the United States, and what Trump did was actually wrong. And things are going. There are going to be consequences. Is anything going to happen? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I pray and hope we don't have to go to war. I just hope we don't have to go to war, because I really don't want to see that happen anytime soon. But could be, and I feel sorry for our soldiers that have to end up fighting something that this man has done because he wanted to show he's the big dog. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Let's move on to the next, and let's get into. Okay, so we got R. Kelly's fiance. So she come up, Mrs. Savage, come up here to let us know that she's been holding him down she been with him for over what. So addressed her parents. She said she been visiting him for the last. She's been visiting him for the last 6 years. He's been in prison. Also, she proposed to him 3 years ago. So they've been engaged for 3 years. Congratulations, regardless of how things is. Congratulations. She's 20. What's it? 28. She's in her mid 20s. 28 or 29, somewhere between there. And she ended up saying that she's not brainwashed. She ain't a sex slave or any of that. That is all false. She said he's wrongly accused. She ready for him to get out so they can start a family, etc., etc. But she addressed it her family because her family, her mom, her crazy mom and dad came out to say that this is her this address that she just gave that was a AI. I said, wait a minute. Now there's an AI. Like your daughter came out here and an AI spoke for her. I said that was not. I said now AI. They good, but that was not an AI. That was her speaking for herself. That was her actually saying it. She said, "I don't." Her parents are crazy. I said to me, if you gonna put R. Kelly in jail for what he has done, y'all need to put her parents in jail because they are just as guilty as he is. That's just how I feel about it. You can fight about it in the comments all you want, but she ended up saying that she doesn't speak to her parents. She said she got their number. She don't speak to them because she don't want to. She has a cell phone. She don't call them. She just don't want to. She don't want no contact with them. So this brainwashing and anything that so-called R. Kelly has done, she said is not true. She don't want to deal with them. And I said, I can see why. They nuts. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Let's move on to the next. And that would be the one and only Antonio Brown. I said, so this man didn't flee. He didn't flee. He didn't fled. He tried to flee the country to escape the attempted murder warrant that's been out for his arrest. I said, you do a lot of ish talking left and right, but when a warrant for attempted murder, you ready to leave the country. Antonio, you running. just you just turn yourself in. It'll be okay. If you didn't do it, just turn yourself in, sir. just, just, I came with Antonio. But good luck. So that's what he trying to do. He trying to get up out of the United States. So he don't get arrested. Because they looking for him. Oh, man. Woo. Antonio. Always in some mess. But let's move on past him. Let's get into the next thing that we got. And, oh, Lord. So this was some crazy stuff. So an Atlanta stylist Well, this girl ended up coming out to let us know that she had a bad experience with this man stylist, saying that she went in for a hairstyle. I don't know if I don't remember if she was she late. No, she said she got there. He actually had a client in the chair. Then he started doing, and then all of us he had like multiple clients. Then he stopped doing her hair, had her sit down. Then all of a sudden she asked the question, "How long it's gonna be?" He was taunting her and everything, and just rude and whatever. And she got up to leave. Oh, also, yeah, she said she didn't have and she was going to her car to get the money. It was crazy. He blocked the entry and said that, oh, I didn't. He came out to say he didn't touch her, but he has video footage in the salon that showed him touching her. It's like you contradict yourself, but you actually did exactly what you said you did. He was touching her and everything. I said, oh Lord. I said, so yeah. He said he charged her the full amount, but he only did half her hair. So yeah, I said, yeah. So that's what's going on over in Atlanta. So I'm like, this is a mess. Hopefully, I don't know what she gonna do. Is she gonna get her money back? Is she suing them? I don't know. I just, girl, when the man started talking about you, when you walked in there and he already had somebody in that seat, I would have left already because your chair should be clean. I'm on time, your chair should be clean and you should be ready to do my hair. That's just how I feel about it. Let me know in the comments. Let's move on to the next thing we got up here. And next up, okay. So since that missile strike that Donald Trump did, we got what's her name? Alexis Alexander Ortegos. I always forget her. Can't say her last name right to save my life. So she ended up calling out Trump. She wanted him to be impeached for the strike on Iran. And this impeachment, you can impeach him, but I said he's not going nowhere. I said that impeachment really ain't gonna do anything. I said, he been impeached where he first time twice, and he still was in office. You can impeach him, but it ain't nothing's gonna change. We still gonna have to deal with him for another 3 years. But good luck with that girl, cause I'm over this man and his shenanigans. Moving on. Now let's get into. Oh God, here we go again with her. So we got Miss B Simone. So B Simone ended up getting very emotional doing her. She was still talking with her bestie. So she got so emotional, y'all, talking about her financial struggles, because she can't shop at Bloomingdale's anymore. She got to start shopping at H&M. She said she gotta count her pennies. She gotta be real strategic nowadays on how much she spend and this and that, so she don't go broke. I said, girl, you complaining about shopping at H&M? You complain because you can't. They went to Blue. She said they went to Bloomingdale's, and then she had to make sure they go to. I said, girl, you was already shopping at H&M before you got all that money. So why would you change any of that? Like when you get money, you get to that status of that tax bracket. You should never change what you did before, so that you can stay in that check that same around. But she cried about her struggles financially. Do I feel a little sorry for her? A little bit. I have sympathy. I do. Girl, do better. I said, do better. I said, I hope you got a financial shoot. If you worried about deals and more. So you may have to work on get your. I know you know an accountant. Ask them to set up a budget for you. Cause yeah, yeah. Cause I gotta go. So now let's get into. Oh God, I thought I was done with the mess. So we got Kirk and messy ass Rashida. I can't stand these two people, but they get online to give a message to their fans who hating out certain fans hating on them in their relationship to tell them that y'all just hating because y'all alone in their home. I said ain't nobody hating on y'all. Don't nobody even care about y'all. Y'all come to pop up on social media every now and then. Y'all usually do this when either Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is getting ready to come on, or when Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is actually on, and y'all like to do, and y'all are caught up in some. Kirk is caught up in some mess where he making you Rashida look like she usually look, stressed out, tired, hair gone, need a new pullback facelift. So yeah, while his hair, well, he ain't got no hair no more now. So while he's still trying to be young and so called what sexy, because he ain't never been there, but you know, yeah. So he came to address us, well, the people, about about them hating on them in their relationship. Ain't nobody hating on y'all. Don't nobody really care about y'all relationship. We weren't worried about Rashida. We was concerned about that woman, but she chose her bed. She can lay in it, stay in it, drown in it, dry in it. I don't care. Move on, Rashida. Next case. So let's get into Michelle Obama. So Michelle Obama ended up I want to say she was on her podcast with her brother that they do together, and she ended up talking about that moms need to raise their sons the way that they raise their daughters, teaching them how to communicate, how to love, etc. Not only teach them how to deal with police, that type of stuff. And I said, yes, that is true. I said, yeah, that is true that moms do need to do that. But most mom, I would say, from my experience and my mom actually taught that. My mom taught me love, respect, communication. I not only learned that not just from my mom, I learned that from my grandma, my grandfather, um, uncles. I said I learned it from a lot of people in my family, both sides. Sometimes you don't. Some people, and just her message was right. That's just all I can say about it. Because I don't want to really get. Let's move on to the next thing that I got up, and that will be my last. It's Mr. Travis Hunter. So let's give a congratulations to him. He just signed his 4-year. He just signed a 4-year deal where this man was 65 mil, fully guaranteed. I said, baby, now that's what I'm talking about. I said the one thing about it, we looked at him about his, his now wife, a little funny. We did. I one of them people. Yeah, she was moving funny. I still got a good eye on her. You know, They happy, they married. Congratulations. But on top of that, I see 7 mil. I said, now he's very, I said, oh, whoever is his um manager, because to get paid 30 up front, before you even of that show full force in 4 years, meaning they can't get out of not giving you that. I said, yeah. Congratulations to him. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. Congratulations to his parents, because he gonna take care of them. Don't take care of everybody. Don't do too much, Travis. Don't do too much. But take care of your wife. Hope you got that. That's all I got for y'all. So thank y'all for tuning in. Paul. Like, share. Hold up. I don't know where it skipped. Like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll get back at y'all later. Bye, y'all.